Imagine your debut at bigger events as TVT versus Maru. As you mentioned, yes, Moja's debut was HomeStory Cup 25. Not to be confused with HomeStory Cup 26. But yeah, 25 was Moja's debut. But yeah, Moja has been like in the competitive field for less than a year. Less than a year. Crazy, crazy. As he's been mainly an online ladder hero for, I mean, most of his StarCraft career in a sense. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, we're getting into our next series, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the German Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Berlin International Gaming, BIG. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing his new team, Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. We go. When is the 7K tournament happening? The qualifiers are this week, and I believe the main event starts next week. So it's all coming up. Should take place throughout the course of January. But yes, there were very few expectations for Moja in HomeStory Cup 25, and he got a lot of fans, myself included. He got a lot of fans at HomeStory Cup 25. It was great to see his debut be so successful, is what I will say. Very successful debut. But now we're settling into our PvP so far. Standard openers, 2-gate opener here out of Gerald, likewise 2-gate opener out of... Oh, never mind. My apologies. 2-gate opener out of Gerald, and we have a gate Cybercore out of ShoWTimE doing his best Max Packs impression. Whew. Okay, bold move. Now, we are loading into Amygdala, and on the one hand, this is a bit of a longer rush distance by ground, so you can try to get away with this kind of thing on this map. The downside, of course, is that when it comes to PvP, it doesn't matter how large or how small the map is. I mean, proxies allow you to reinforce then and there in the face of your opponent, so it may not matter. As we do see, Gerald, he does scout with the probe, does confirm the economic build. And Gerald has a choice to make. Does he try to punish the greed, or does he play from behind? And based on the pylon, based on the pro placement, looks like Gerald, he's going to expand. Okay, he is setting up for an expansion. There it is, a Nexus has been placed. So we are looking to get into a more macro setting here. Gerald did have an option to 1-base all in, but has opted to avoid that. Both players are settling in, and we're calming things down. Refocusing that economy. ShoWTimE going for the Stargate behind this, going into Oracle production. Meanwhile, we have the take of choice from Gerald going for the Twilight Council into Blink. Here we go. And again, a big reason why you'd want to go for the Stargate follow-up is it's quite versatile. If you are being all-in, if ShoWTimE does confirm that there is no expansion, and he's about to confirm that there is a Nexus, he can start a Void Ray production. The Void Rays have their place in this matchup, specifically as a defensive unit. The probe does confirm. ShoWTimE is aware. So ShoWTimE, he knows he's safe. He starts up a second Oracle as a result. 2 Oracles, they one-shot probes. So there's going to be a lot of harassment potential here for ShoWTimE, as he moves out not just with the Oracle, but with the Adepts as well. Sorry, with the Stalker Zealot even. With his Gateway Army. Gerald, he does confirm. He does get eyes on this with the Zelnaga. Likewise, the main base, there is a shield battery as well. So Gerald, he is prepared for at least the first Oracle. Does deflect. ShoWTimE backs off. He's waiting for the second Oracle. Again, a shield battery only protects you against 1, not against 2. And ShoWTimE, his goal here is to try and distract his opponent. Ohian, keeping ShoWTimE's attention here at the natural. Oh, Gerald's, yeah, attention here at the natural, as ShoWTimE is going to be diving. Gerald does commit. Gerald, he responds in time. ShoWTimE is going to get a handful of probes. 2, 3, 4 workers going to be going down. Not bad. Gerald does attempt to target them down, but oh, very little defense here at the third, or at the natural. 5 probe kills. Not bad. 5 workers go down. And Gerald, he's setting up for a proxy across the map. We have the pylon, we have the gateway. And now the pressure is on Gerald to counterattack. As Gerald, he's down in the economy, down in workers. Is setting up for 4-gate blink. He's got 3 gates back at home, 4th across the map. ShoWTimE, he has not scouted. Ooh, and ShoWTimE is going to be expanding. This is ideal for Gerald. ShoWTimE investing in his economy. Gerald's warping in. Oh, as Gerald, he will catch the Oracle. Nice pickup. Oracle goes down. Gerald, he has yet to confirm the Nexus up. ShoWTimE, he sees. He does spot the gateway. He knows. And ShoWTimE is going to be able to shut this down. Before Gerald could actually make use of it. Yeah, the pylon falls. The proxy gets denied. And Gerald, he's coming in, but now he can't reinforce. Checking the army tab. Gerald still has a Stalker advantage. Oh, looks like there was a little bit of latency. Again, there were some connectivity issues at the time at HomeStory Cup. That may plague some of these games. ShoWTimE pushing forward, zoning back Gerald. Gerald to get supply block. He's just standing behind this. And ShoWTimE, he can just try to keep pushing. Ooh, nice force fields though. Gerald, he does punish. Does punish the army. ShoWTimE backs off, but both players taking up. ShoWTimE is still enjoying a worker advantage. Getting to forge, upgrades. Gerald falling back, licking his wounds, building up, getting a third. And as we get into the mid game, I do give the edge here to ShoWTimE. He's looking a little more comfortable. And the pressure is on Gerald. Now, coming into the mid game, something that Gerald does enjoy very much so in this matchup, and something that he's known for, is skipping Archon production. He'll skip Archons and go straight for a bait into Disruptors. And if he can get there, Gerald's, I mean, he can kind of take a lead and catch back up. And speaking of, yep, there it is. There's the bait. Disruptors. So again, this is a very stylistic choice by Gerald, and not many others do this. I say that we do see at some point or another players like MaxPax or ShoWTimE or some of these other top Protoss players make the decision to skip tech and rush into Disruptors like this, especially if they're behind. Gerald is the one that does it consistently every PvP. Like every single time rushing into Disruptors. It's very stylistic for Gerald. So he's on the way. Disruptor productions on the horizon, so even though Gerald, he might even be behind in the economy, behind in supply, Disruptors make up for that. It's a good way to recover. As the stasis goes off, catching out a couple of Stalkers. With that, ShoWTimE is going to be able to catch 3 Stalkers, not bad. Could have been worse, but we'll get those Stalkers. We see Gerald blinking in every direction. Let's go. Bleeds out 2. 1 will escape. I mean, that's better than none. Gerald, he gets the hell out of there. It's the quick moves out of Gerald. And the first Disruptor's on the way. There's a second Robo. ShoWTimE going for a much more standard setup. With a mass gateway army of Charge Ults and Stalkers. No Temple Archives yet, no Archon production yet, but does have that supply lead. And Gerald is vulnerable. He's vulnerable until he builds up more Disruptors. So ShoWTimE, he has a window here where he can punish Gerald. And a lot of this will come down to the Nova. ShoWTimE pushing in. Ooh, does force a cancel with the gold. Oop. So far so good. Gerald, he keeps up. Zones away the army. Disruptor is revealed. ShoWTimE knows. We have cannon, shield batteries on the way here for Gerald. Nova goes off. Disruptor is going to be targeted down. Nova connects. Does connect. Not a bad connection, but still just the one Nova. Second Disruptor has arrived. ShoWTimE, he backs up. Okay, nice force fields from Gerald. Does create that choke point. Forcing ShoWTimE back. Gerald is making 2 Disruptors at a time. Needs a little bit more time, though, to build up. Oh, the Disruptor. No, it's exposed. Oh, Disruptor goes down. Massive pickup. Gerald's out of position. No, like this. And ShoWTimE, can he kill Gerald? Can he go for the kill? Can he go for the throat? Heads towards the natural. Going to be zoned away. There's 1 Nova left. ShoWTimE doesn't quite go for the dive. Not yet. He's tempted though. Moving in, zoning Gerald away. More Zealots have arrived. And ShoWTimE, he has to make a decision here. He could throw down his own Bay and get into his own disruptors. But no, ShoWTimE is committed. Just warping in more Zealots, getting into +2. Immortal production has begun. Just containing Gerald's on 3 bases. Well, ShoWTimE has a 4th. So again, poking in. Moves forward. And now backing up. Getting a 5th expansion. And Gerald, that disruptor count is getting higher and higher. He's got 4, soon to be 6 disruptors. And even though Gerald has been denied the 4th base for so long, he's finally expanding. He's finally expanding. He's still keeping up. ShoWTimE going for a double-pronged attack. Hits the 3rd. Gerald's out of position. And War Prism into the main. And dropping into the main base. There are some disruptors. ShoWTimE going for the warp in. Oh no! Gerald's bit of miscontrol. 1, 2, 3 disruptors going to be going down. They just run into the army. Not like this. Not like this. As disruptors, they do get thrown away. Nova's going to be going up in the main. Gerald's still doing what he can. But again, his attention is being split apart. And that advantage that he once had, another disruptor goes down. There was potential. Oh, nice last second split. ShoWTimE splits away. Probes are going down. There's only 1 disruptor with the main army. And it's not good enough. And ShoWTimE is just pulling Geralt apart. GG gets called and ShoWTimE will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG will play it again. Gerald, he was otherwise distracted by the drop in the main, by his own control, of course, and losing all the disruptors was brutal. There was potential. There was potential for Gerald to bounce back for sure. But he couldn't keep up with ShoWTimE. And with that, ShoWTimE takes the lead. Does take lead in the series, and now we are getting into game number 2. As a reminder, these are all best of 3s, and the pressure is on Gerald to bounce back. As we're going to be loading into one of the older maps in the map pool. Going to be loading into Abyssal Reef. Oh. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the German Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Berlin International Gaming, BIG. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Here we go. Were there multiple streams during HomeStory Cup? I can't remember. There were 2 English streams. There was the main stream, and there was us. We were the B stream, and then other language streams. So only 2 English streams, and then there was, of course, like a Spanish stream, a Portuguese stream, a French stream, German stream. All the other languages, for the most part, were covered. Korean stream, of course. This recast is good for those that missed out on some matchups. So this is a replay cast covering games that were never casted. So specifically at the time, because it was only 2 English streams, there were games that were just never broadcasted in English. So that is what we are covering here. Just to reiterate once again, some of these games may have been casted by some of the other languages, like in French or in Italian, for example, but not in English. We go. So again, it is a shame. It is a shame that despite the fact that you know, HomeStory Cup is a big event. There were only 2 streams going on at the time, so because of that, there were a lot of matches that were left uncasted. Bit of a feels bad, man. But you know, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Try refreshing. Ooh, as we do see Gerald setting up this time for a proxy. So ShoWTimE once again gates Cybercore into Stargate into expansion. He's going for a more economic opener. Gerald setting up for a 2-gate into a 1-base all-in. So let's go. We'll see if ShoWTimE can survive, can defend, can set up. Yes. That is true. There was some latency issues at the time, which was unfortunate. Some infrastructure issues, I should say, at the venue. Was unfortunate. True. I mean, we didn't skip the lag at the time. There were a lot of delays, unfortunately, when it came to getting into some of these matches and into some of these series. There were a lot of pausing going on and a lot of downtime as a result. A lot of players were like switching out their PCs to try to fix issues that way. Yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate circumstance that was plaguing the live event. Unfortunate. True. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE does open with the Oracle. Behind this is going to be the Void Ray follow-up. And Gerald is going to be reinforcing with the Stalker. He's going to try and break through here and now. Going for the Stalkers. He's going to get one. Up. Does 3 shot, but there we go. 1 Stalker goes down. There's 1 left. Void Ray just now popping out. And Gerald, he will clean up the Stalkers, but alas, can he deal with the Void Ray once it does arrive? This Void Ray does pop up. Shield Battery isn't ready, but it will zone away these Stalkers. No, never mind. Gerald, he goes to the dive. He commits, takes it down. Oh, the Void Ray does fall, and ShoWTimE, he doesn't have anything left. GG gets called. The Shield Battery finishes up 1 second too late, and Gerald ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, ShoWTimE, he made the decision not to pop the NG overcharge. He was waiting for the second shield battery to finish, and I mean, I assumed that he'd be fine as well. I assumed that he had enough time to get that second shield battery up and running, but no, alas, 1 second too late. The Void Ray falls, and that's game. That's game then and there. There was just nothing left to defend. With that, Gerald does punish the greed of ShoWTimE, and now we're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. Let's go. Let us go. As we are getting into the ace match, it's going to be here. It's going to be on Frostline. Here we go. So getting into the ace match and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the favorite player in this series. We have the German Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Berlin International Gaming, being forced into the ace match. Can he bounce back? It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from Lena, Poland, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Go. Maybe it was on Indie. Yes, there were certain casters that were covering and following players. I know that Indie was following, of course, Gerald, players like Spirits. I know that Cosmos, he was covering all of Kelazer's games, for example. El Cosmito. Of course. I think Divinesia was following Cyril, of course. But here we go. As now we do have our 2-gate opener for the first time. Let's go. For those that are curious, Game 1 and Game 2, ShoWTimE did open up gate into Cybercore, into an earlier expansion, you know, kind of asking to be all-in a way. This time, safe opener, or standard opener. 2-gate opener out of ShoWTimE, 2-gate opener out of Gerald. So now we can settle in, and this also means that ShoWTimE has the option to be aggressive himself. If he so chooses to, he can go for his own proxy instead. As I say that though, the second pylon has been placed, so far standard setup here out of both players, no proxy in sight. And then we can, of course, introduce us. Welcome one and all to Frostline. Frostline is one of the larger maps in the map pool, very exposed bases. The third and fourth base are very spread out, very far apart from each other. So it can be quite difficult keeping up in a longer game state, especially against harass. But we'll see how our players will approach this. See how aggressive we intend to be. As both players are scouting, Gerald, he does lock the probe into the main, is going to hunt it down, and from here Gerald can freely expand. Meanwhile, Gerald, he will pylon block. Does get the pylon, will delay the expansion. Does get eyes on the initial Stalker. Oh, it's going to be a single unit opener. Stalker into expand. Meanwhile, double Stalker out of Gerald. You have my attention. Gonna be a Stargate before Nexus. And ShoWTimE should be the first to expand. There we go, both players throwing down their Nexi. And Geralt does have a tech lead. And again, a big reason for this is because how late the expansion is for ShoWTimE. Was meant to be earlier. Geralt poking in. Does poke forward. He wants a Stalker. Oh! Shouldn't get it though. A little bit ambitious. Poking in. Takes a bit of hull damage. Hallucination moves out, and with that, ShoWTimE should get eyes on the timing of the Nexus, and of course the timing of the tech, the Stargate. So ShoWTimE, he does spot the Stargate. He does spot the Oracle. Back at home, should be setting up a shield battery, and should be getting ready. As the Oracle does move out, ShoWTimE going to be opening up Robo. Very safe opener here out of ShoWTimE. Robo into Immortals, into Observer as well. Observer's on the way. So ShoWTimE playing very safe. ShoWTimE did decide to skip the shield battery. He's going to try and defend with purely Stalker. And he is in position. The Oracle is forced back. Oh. Gets a probe. Adopts a shade into the main. And with that, there's no wall of probes are going to be going down. Oh yeah, that should not have happened. Getting 3, getting 4 probe kills, getting up to 6. Oh my god. The Oracle will escape, and nicely done here by Gerald. Does slip away. And with that, Gerald does take a worker lead. So far, so good. ShoWTimE doesn't really have any pushing power. The reason for this, as we'd mentioned, Robo Opener, this means no blink. There's no setup here for blink for ShoWTimE. No Oracle Harass of his own. He's working on upgrades. +1 is on the way. Gerald across the map, taking his own third. And is getting further ahead. Getting a third expansion and building up more probes. Blink is almost done for Gerald. And ShoWTimE is stuck at home. Now, eventually he'll be able to break out. And the advantage that ShoWTimE is going to have is going to be twofold. One, upgrades. Upgrades are in favor of ShoWTimE. The other, the Immortals. Even if he's down in Stalkers with a heavy Immortal army, he can overcome that. And it can overwhelm. I'm referring a move out with 2, 3, 4 Immortals. Second Immortals on the way. Extra gateways as well. No third expansion. Not yet. As ShoWTimE is still building up. I mean, ShoWTimE can't expand. If he tried to take a third base, Gerald, he's here to stop it. Speaking of, Gerald, he does find the army. Oh, going for the Stalkers. Gets one. Stalker goes down. He can try to pick up the sentries as well. But poking in, picks up another Stalker. Rotates over, confirms there is no expansion, there is no third. More gateways on the way. That's a lot of gates here on 2 bases. Borderline 2 base all in here from ShoWTimE. Gerald is starting up his own Immortal production. He's building up. Oh. Nice force field though, catching out Gerald. And again, the Immortals, they can hold their own. Do hold their own. +2 is on the way. More gateways. Getting into an 8-gate setup on 2 bases. Charge is almost done as well. It's going to be all or nothing for ShoWTimE. Gerald, his own charge timing is going to be much later here. I do appreciate how active Gerald is being, though. Again, it's on Gerald to be active and to slow down the move out, to pick off any stray units, a Stalker, a Sentry here and there. ShoWTimE, he sneaks out with that War Prism. Loaded up with charge lots. And we have seen ShoWTimE pull Gerald apart previously in Game 1. Can he do it again? As the drop is coming. Bring into the main base. Gerald, he does have weapons available. Force a recall. And Gerald, he should defend. ShoWTimE, he breaks out. Does move out across the map. Gerald, he's out of position. He won't be able to slow this down. Gonna try to catch some reinforcements. Catch the tail end of the army. Oh, running into the Zealots. Oh, God. 1 Stalker goes down. Nice pick up here by ShoWTimE. Gerald, he's racing back. Shield battery's just now on the way. Gerald is not completely ready for this. Throwing down stasis traps as well. And again, the supplies are in favor. Well, the army supplies in favor of ShoWTimE. Gerald might have the better economy. And if the longer this goes on, the better it is for Gerald. But ShoWTimE is going for the kill. And he's trying to. Pulls away. Mortals, they catch another Stalker. Behind this, ShoWTimE is going for a much later expansion. See what Gerald can pull off. Charge is now done. Gerald's rushing into disruptors once again. I mean, it's his go-to. Bay's on the way. Gerald, nice kiting so far. Drags the army into a stasis. Stasis goes off on the Zealots. He comes in with a surround. Or at least he tries to. Nice force fields from ShoWTimE. But the Immortals are going down one after the other. He gets 1. He's going to get 2. At least he's trying to. Up. Barely not able to target down. There we go. Second Immortal falls. Shield by putting in a lot of work, and Gerald, it looks like he should have enough. He's cleaning up the army. Stasis does run out, though. And without that stasis, ShoWTimE is gaining ground. Pushing further in. Forcing Gerald back. That's a lot of charge lots, and Stalkers, they struggle. The boys are being pulled into Archons. Oh, my God. Archon shots go off. Probes are going down. Getting 5 workers so far. Gerald, he backs off. Again, Gerald defending with purely Stalker. Doing what he can. Nice positioning. Making use of the choke point. Trying to get on top of those Archons. Oh, the juggling, though. The control. 1 Archon goes down. And we can see Gerald trying to come in from behind, but it looks like ShoWTimE, he has enough. He breaks the 3rd, getting to the mineral line, forcing back the Stalkers. And again, the 3rd base was just for show. Just 2 base all in here from ShoWTimE. And he is overwhelming. There's barely any Stalkers left. The mineral line goes down, and ShoWTimE can just snowball from here. GG gets called. ShoWTimE will take the series at 2-1, taking down Gerald. GG. Whew. Oh my God. GG, well played. Was a close one, was very tense, going all the way to the ace match. Again, ShoWTimE was forced into a 2-base all-in, and a very pivotal moment there was that ShoWTimE, if you remember, he forced a recall. If you remember, he went for a War Prism drop into the main, and the drop didn't actually get a lot of damage done, but it wasn't about getting damage done, it was about distracting Gerald and forcing a response out of him. He recalled some of his army back home, and if you remember, he didn't just recall, his Stalkers also backed off as well, his main army, and that meant that he wasn't there to slow down the push, to pick away at sentries, to pick away at Stalkers. If you remember, he rotated back around and he ran into the Zealots, which was not ideal for Gerald, so he wasn't able to just keep up with the move out, and with that he had a late response back at home as well. He had less time to set up stack defense, and ShoWTimE snowballed from there. There were some nice moments for Geralt, especially with the stasis trap, but it was only one stasis, only just the one stasis going off. Likewise, we didn't point it out at the time, but we had some really nice force fields out of ShoWTimE. When he pushed towards the 3rd base, he completely force fielded the natural, and the Immortals of Geralt, they weren't able to fight. They were stuck at the natural base, they weren't adding any DPS for a long time as well, so really nice setup there from ShoWTimE. GG. GG, well played. Does claim the series, and does take the win. And with that, that is going to lead us into our next match of the night, into some more German on German action. Up next is going to be ShoWTimE versus Moja. Let's go.